Warriors show championship resolve in gritty playoff marathon. Every postseason, NBA veterans are asked to summon strength, mental, emotional, physical, that borders on superhuman. And every year, they put themselves on the line again, with a relentless will that continues to amaze even their own coaches. "It just blows me away," Warriors head coach Steve Kerr admitted, reflecting on the unwavering commitment of his players during yet another grueling playoff run. The NBA playoffs are less a sprint than a strategic, exhausting marathon. Teams battle nearly every other day, bouncing between cities, dealing with punishing travel schedules, while navigating the emotional whiplash of high-stakes basketball. The physical toll is visible. The psychological burden is harder to detect, but just as real. Kerr sensed that his Warriors were ready, not just for a game, but for a crucible. You can't call it a moment anymore, not for this team. They've lived through too many. But this was a test, and it was going to demand something deeper than just talent. Kerr repeatedly emphasized what he called game plan discipline, the ability to stay locked in through every possession. Stephen Curry, the face of the franchise and its undisputed heart, showed that discipline. Look at him now and you might still catch a glimmer of that baby-faced charm that captured the NBA's imagination over a decade ago. But under that familiar smile lies a cold-blooded competitor who lives to extinguish hope in hostile arenas. That version of Curry didn't exist in 2014, not yet. In his first ever Game 7 against the star-studded Los Angeles Clippers, Curry was still evolving. Back then, he barely had facial hair and hadn't yet earned the jewelry, 4 championship rings, that now define his legacy. Reflecting on that night, Curry recalled the Warriors being ahead at halftime and feeling confident. "We were up at the half and feeling good about ourselves," he said. "And we kind of got walked down by physical, hard-nosed basketball." That game, a first-round slugfest, was more than a loss. It was a preview of what Curry and the Warriors would soon become, battle-hardened and built for this kind of war. Now, he understands what it takes. It's a talent, a skill, something that either comes naturally or you go through enough reps to figure it out. How to manage a game mentally, emotionally, physically, he explained. Game 6 had been a stumble. Curry pointed to one sequence, a 4-point play surrendered to start the fourth quarter, as proof of the team's lapse in focus. "We didn't have that concentration as a skill that night," he admitted. But on Sunday, Curry brought it all. He was trailed relentlessly by Amen Thompson. He took a deliberate hit to his injured thumb from Dillon Brooks. Still, Curry stayed composed. When he finally created just a sliver of space, barely 35 seconds left in the first half, he launched a 30-foot three-pointer. Steven Adams, just a step slow, learned the hard way. With Curry, even a whisper of daylight is fatal. As the ball dropped through the net, Curry raised his arms to the sky. A silent but emphatic statement. Finally, the game had tilted. Now, the journey continues. Next stop, Minnesota, where the rising Timberwolves, hungry and hardened, await. They're no longer wide-eyed newcomers, but still untested compared to the battle-worn Warriors. Another arena to silence. Another hallway to yell through. Another chance for the veterans to prove they're not done just yet. Would you like this rewritten in a different tone, like more analytical or more conversational?